earlier, is it going to have to be a modified version of that?
Well, I think it needs to be greatly modified, and here's why. Here's the great flaw of, there's so many flaws. The website didn't work, but that'll be fixed. I just think it's awful that the president repeatedly looked the American people in the eye and said, if you like your health care plan, you get to keep it, period.
All right.
And he said it over and over and would not have gotten the bill passed here if he hadn't made that flat-out statement. And then yesterday he goes on NBC News and he says, I'm sorry that some Americans are finding themselves in this situation. Well, I don't think that's the kind of response that we need from the leader of the free world. He should be sorry that he repeatedly said something that absolutely was not going to be part of the law when it finally got there. And if he really means his apology, he needs to help us with the bill that I'm a co-sponsor of, that Democrats are co-sponsoring, like Mary Landrieu of Louisiana. And one of the bills that we're sponsoring on a bipartisan basis is if you liked your plan, you can go back and keep your plan. We have the right to do that. We have the power to do that as a federal government to make good on that promise. It was a promise that resonated because people liked that idea. And so we need to fix that. We've got a mandate. And Americans don't like the loss of freedom, where the government can tell an individual, you've got to buy a product, or we're going to tax you. I think I would start with this. I would give people all the choices that federal employees have. I'd let them choose across state lines, which is something we have not been able to do. But I wouldn't make anybody, either through an employer mandate or an individual mandate, do something that's an infringement on their freedom. I wouldn't do that. So I think we need to basically start back at the beginning and use what has always worked in America, and that is competition and free markets.
Mm-hmm. And we're almost out of time. Got about a minute.
Oh, we've only been talking for 2 seconds.
I know it, but there's got to be something done there, though, right? So that everybody has the same access to health care.
Well, I think that's a great goal, though, Terry. But what we are told now by the nonpartisan experts, the CBO and the Office of Management and Budget, is after this is all done, we're going to still have 30 million Americans who don't have health care coverage. And that's what we started out with before this began in 2008. So we will not have gotten anywhere. We will have forced a lot of people off plans that they like, and we're not insuring a single extra American. So, it's sort of like I heard someone say just the other day, I don't want federal health care because I've seen government housing. Government housing usually is not the best housing in town. I don't think government health care is America's best, and it's certainly not something that we're used to as free Americans.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've run out of time. There's so much more.
We'll do it again.
Exactly, and there's still more to come. A lot of things still, as you've already mentioned, in the weeks to come, involving members of Congress and where we go from here on a lot of these issues. We thank very much Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi for joining us on our program and backing up several minutes ago also with Congressman Alan Manley, who represents the 1st District here in the state of Mississippi. Thank both of those men for taking the time out of their very busy schedules to be with us. Thank you also for joining us on this edition of Focus. We hope to see you again next time.